If you're a bloke that's trying to drop fat, build muscle, and just look better, feel better, think better, this video is for you. Today I'm going to walk you through 4 real life examples that I've helped guys recently inside the CXO movement that really have changed the game for them. And it's not about eating less, it's about eating smart. It's about making sure that the strategy, the things you're doing daily, weekly, monthly, actually line up with the goals that you're trying to hit. You see, I've been coaching guys for a fair while now, and there's a few things that I've figured out. Training and nutrition and the levers that we pull inside those things are the biggest things that actually move the needle when we talk about body composition, how people look and feel, and generally just their overall state of health. So what I'm about to do is just break down some really key lessons that I've shared with people recently that I think will help you. And in case you're new here and you're wondering who's this guy and how could he possibly help me, hello, my name's Johnny Salmon, and I help men drop fat, build lean muscle, and become relentlessly disciplined with their training, nutrition, and mindset. There's a damn fly in here. Oh, I thought I got him before. Far out. Pardon the interruption. It's a bunch of fun. I love helping guys go from point A to point B. See, a lot of guys want to get to point B, but they don't know how to get there. They don't know all the steps to take. And that's something that I'm very passionate about, is helping them build that roadmap. What does that even look like? What are your goals and how are we going to get there? Now, I've got 2 more quick things before we jump into the strategies. If you're ready to stop spinning the wheels in relation to your fitness, your training, and your mindset, press subscribe. I drop content like this every week on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram to make sure you know how to get clarity, get rid of the fluff, get rid of the BS, and most importantly, get you to point B. If now or at any point during this video, you think this guy could probably help me, in the show notes below, there's a link directly to my calendar to book a 15-minute call with me personally. It's an obligation-free phone call where we can discuss a strategy that could help you. And look, if it resonates and we click and you think, wow, I really want to know how this guy could help me a little bit more, we can book in what I call a roadmap call, where we can build out your personalized CXO blueprint, which means you'll actually leave that call, which is a complimentary call, by the way, with a clear roadmap on what your point B actually is and some steps to take to get you there. So let's jump in. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about fat. I've prepared 4 different examples of healthy fats. None of these on their own or in these amounts are really bad, okay? What I've done is I've actually, before I did the video, I pre-weighed out 100 calories worth of each of these. We've got 100 calories of peanut butter, we've got 100 calories worth of extra virgin olive oil, we've got 100 calories of avocado, and we've got 100 calories of dark chocolate. Now, keeping in mind that carbohydrates and protein have 4 calories per gram and fats have 9 calories per gram, they're really easy to overconsume and a really sneaky way of bumping your calories up way higher than you thought they were. Think about it. 1 little half teaspoon of peanut butter on the way out the door, a slight overpour of cooking oil when you're cooking steak or some vegetables in a pan. That's about a quarter avo. So if you smash that on a piece of toast, that's really easy to do. And 1 single piece of dark chocolate. Remembering that all 4 of these are 100 calories each. So this plate contains 400 calories worth of food. Now, what I'm not trying to do is demonize fats. I'm saying that that's a really easy way to not feel satisfied, but eat 400 calories. So being unaware is what sabotages most guys, not a lack of effort. Here, I've got a porterhouse steak. It's a 250 gram piece of delicious organic porterhouse steak. Oh, I'm gonna eat this tonight. It smells so good. Now let's just do a very quick comparison. This plate, we've got 600 calories. We've got about 40 grams of fat in this porterhouse steak because it's a little bit fatty. It's got the strip down the edge, but we've got 50 grams of protein. Now let's compare it to the example plate of before, where we've got peanut butter, olive oil, avocado, and chocolate. We've got 400 calories here. We've also got 40 grams of fat, but with our 40 grams of fat, we only get about 6 to 7 grams of protein on this plate. Now, I don't know about you, but trying to eat 4 or 5 of these in a row would be quite difficult. Eating 4 or 5 plates of this throughout the day is probably going to be pretty easy. And I'm probably not going to notice it as much as if I smash 4 or 5 steaks. So those small fat sources, you can mindlessly eat them throughout the day. They're going to add up really quickly. But this is more than likely going to be consumed at one of your main meals, most likely lunch or dinner. So it's really difficult to randomly overconsume these, but it's really easy to randomly overconsume these. And do you know why? Protein is satiating. It fills you up. It makes you feel good, but it also provides the benefit of building back lean muscle, something that I hope you're damaging when you're in the gym. I'll be back really briefly. I need to go put this steak back in the fridge so it doesn't warm because I'm gonna eat it tonight. Righto, next up. This is a 1 pound replica of lean muscle tissue, whereas these are replicas of 2 pounds of body fat. Now you might be saying, dude, why are you comparing 1 pound of muscle to 2 pounds of body fat? And I'll tell you exactly why. Most blokes that I meet that come into my coaching program have way more of this than they do this. Now, what's awesome about this is that it's compact, it's dense, it's powerful and strong. It provides a lot of benefits to having more of this on your body. Whereas the 2 pounds of body fat, well, firstly, it's ugly. Secondly, it takes up more space. And thirdly, it doesn't do a great deal. It doesn't add any benefit to you. And the more of this you have long term, the more at risk you are for some really bad health factors. Lean muscle makes you think better, feel better, and it makes you stronger. 3 really great benefits. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's 2 main levers that you can pull to add more of this and reduce this, and I'm gonna share them with you now. Number 1 is a really consistent strength training routine. Getting into the gym 2 to 3 times a week, doing 30 to 40 minute training sessions, lifting hard and progressively overloading your body will build more lean muscle. Keeping in mind that the more lean muscle you have on your body, the more body fat you're gonna burn, even at rest. So to maximize your time in the gym with 2 to 3 short, sharp sessions, focus on compound lifts. They're things that move multiple muscle groups, meaning you'll probably need to move multiple joints at the same time. For example, if you're time poor and you're wanting to build muscle and reduce your body fat composition, what you need to do is, instead of doing bicep curls, moving just your elbow joint and flexing just the one muscle group, being your biceps, you might be able to use something like a lat pull down, where you're using your back, shoulders, and biceps through the movement to maximize your time in the gym. So picking compound movements is a really great first step. And the next one is to focus on progress, not variety. Don't try and make the gym too exciting. Don't change your routine every week or fortnight. Stick to a structured, consistent plan and aim to progressively overload each movement each week. This will help you build more lean muscle and improve your skill at each movement, and make sure that you're actually adding benefit to your life instead of just adding heaps of variety. And the second lever you can pull is to dial in your nutrition. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to understand how many calories you need to be eating each day and each week. If you're not sure how many calories you should be eating, there's one quick way you can fix it. As I mentioned earlier, in the show notes, there's a link to book a 15-minute call with me. And I'd love to help you understand how you can do that for yourself. All right, let's get practical with this olive oil. Good sound. Now, I used to do this all the time when I was pouring olive oil. So what I'm going to do today is just do 3 quick round the pans to get me ready for my cooking. 1, 2, 3. As you can see in this pan, there's a nice little spread of oil across the pan. So what I'm going to do now is replicate that probably 3 full seconds of pouring and show you how much that comes out at. 1, 2, 3. So in this example, we have ourselves 12.5 mils of extra virgin olive oil. Here's the example of the olive oil that I used earlier when I was showing you 100 calories of each. And here's a really close example of the olive oil that I just poured into the cup. Let's say you do that for lunch and dinner. You've just used 100 calories of fat to cook a piece of meat or a few vegetables. Something that I recommend is using those medicine cups and pouring somewhere between 5 to 7 mils. It's plenty to cook a piece of meat, like the example I showed you earlier with the steak. It's enough to cover the pan, especially if you use something like a non-stick pan. And it means that over the day, you're only using 100 calories in total if you used it twice a day, for example, instead of 200 calories. And that's only in the example of using it for 2 meals a day. So if you're doing any cooking in the morning and you're using olive oil as well, and you're using the free pour method, you can imagine how that stacks up really quickly. So not all the time are you overeating really big meals. It can also be that you're just letting little things creep in and it's blowing out your food intake massively. And remember, fat loss doesn't come from effort. The people that are sweating, breathing heavy, red in the face with wet t-shirts in the gym, they often still have bellies. They often still have excess amounts of body fat. It's not about working really, really hard. It's about precision. It's about understanding the key metrics or the levers you need to pull to get the fat off your body. So if you're not training and not eating well and you're not where you want to be, you don't know how to get from point A to point B, and maybe you don't even know what point B is. That's category 1. Maybe category 2 is you have been training, you have been eating well, but you're spinning the wheels. Muscle's not growing, fat's not reducing. You're just literally spinning the wheels and kind of wasting a bit of time. If you're in either of those 2 categories, one more time, there's a link in the show notes below. It's just a 15-minute complimentary call with me personally. It's a link directly to my calendar. If you're in either of those 2 boats and you don't know what to do next, I would love to speak with you and help you work out what your next steps are. Because the best thing that you can do is, sure, learn from these YouTube videos and understand how you can do this stuff yourself. But the best thing you can do is actually get from point A to point B. So if you don't know what point B is and you don't really know how to get there, you need to work it out. I hope this video has helped you unpack or maybe understand why perhaps you don't have very much of this and you have a little bit too much of this. And if that is you, I would encourage you to reduce this and build this. You'll feel better, you'll think better, and you'll just operate as a better guy. Have a great day. See you guys in the next one.